السلام عليكم.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله تعالى. قال الله تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. We praise Allah and thank Him and ask Him to send peace and blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his honorable family, and his blessed companions. May God be pleased with all of them. I'd like to start by telling you a little bit about how I grew up. So, I grew up right here in Northwest Ohio. Both of my parents were immigrants who wanted me to focus on my studies and get a good education so I could obtain a level of financial stability, and to seek an Islamic education so I could practice my faith completely and to raise my family rooted in sound Islamic principles. My Islamic education took place both at home and in our local masajid during weekends and through other private teachers. Although my story is unique to me growing up in Northwest Ohio, I would like to assume that many Muslims in North America have grown up experiencing this type of thing. Our weekend school teachers did an excellent job. They introduced us to the Arabic language and taught us about Islam. And when I say Islam, I'm referring to Allah. I'm referring to the outward submission to the will of Allah. Specifically, attesting to the oneness of Allah and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam as a messenger of Allah. I'm referring to the 5 daily prayers, giving zakat, fasting Ramadan, and the pilgrimage to Hajj required by every Muslim. Yes, the 5 pillars of Islam. We're also taught about Iman. We're taught about the 6 articles of faith. To believe in Allah, His angels, His books, His messengers, the resurrection, and Qadr, or preordainment. However, my message today is not about the 5 pillars. These outward actions of submitting to God and the doctrines and beliefs that make us Muslim are simply the prerequisites to achieving the highest level of faith. I'm referring to something you may have experienced through the actions of others, but is rarely taught. This, in my opinion, is the glue that keeps us steadfast in our Islam and Iman. I'm talking about the dimension of our faith called ihsan, which literally translates as beauty. This is the top of the spiritual mountain which we all should strive to climb. I'd like to make a few points to unpack this third and highest dimension of our faith. And I'll start by highlighting the importance of ihsan. In a Sahih Hadith, on the authority of Umar radiallahu, Umar said, one day, while sitting with the Messenger of Allah, a man came to us with no sign of traveling. His clothes were extremely white, and his hair extremely black. Now, you have to understand, it's very unusual for somebody in the middle of the desert to look this sharp. This unknown man sat down right next to the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, resting his knees against the Prophet's and placing his palm on his thighs. Now, this would likely be perceived as a bit shocking to the Sahaba sitting with the Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that a stranger would appear in this manner and address the Prophet in this way. However, this man continued. He said, "O Muhammad, inform me about Islam." The Prophet ﷺ said, Islam is to testify to the oneness of Allah and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, to establish prayer, to give zakat, to fast Ramadan, and to make the pilgrimage to the house. This man replied with, "You have spoken truth." And then he said, "Inform me of Iman." The Prophet said, "It is to believe in Allah, His angels, His books, His messengers, the last day, and to believe in predestination." Again, the man confirmed that the Prophet ﷺ has spoken truth. The man then said, "Then inform me about ihsan." The Prophet ﷺ said, "It is to worship Allah as though you see Him. If you do not see Him, indeed He sees you." The man then asked the Prophet ﷺ to inform him of the hour, to which the Prophet said, "The one question knows no more than the question." Now, this response would have really intrigued the Sahaba sitting with the Prophet, because what living person would know more than the Prophet of the Day of Judgment? The Hadith goes on to discuss the signs of the Day of Judgment. However, after some time, this man left. The Prophet ﷺ then told Umar that that was the angel Jibreel, and he came to teach you your religion. The angel Jibreel would often relate words of Allah to the Prophet ﷺ, but did not often appear visibly to the Prophet, and certainly not to the Sahaba. This highlights the importance of all 3 dimensions of our faith, including above all the highest dimension of ihsan. If Islam is the outward, physical practice of our faith, and Iman is the belief system in which our faith is built on, then Ihsan is the manifestation of Islam and Iman in the form of external and internal beauty and excellence. From the external perspective, we're often faced with a range of options in how we live our lives. For example, if you're a student, you could commit the bare minimum or strive to be the best student in your class. Professionally, you can keep your head down and coast below the radar, or strive to be the best in your field, the best doctor, the best lawyer. Over the past few years, I've spent countless hours at this masjid, and I often see my friend John, who keeps this masjid clean. John is a master of his craft and maintains this masjid with excellence. He's practicing ihsan by giving the highest level of care to the service he provides. There's a level of beauty in this striving for excellence. Individually, we're not going to settle for mediocrity in our studies and our professions. Isn't the manner in which we outwardly and inwardly practice our faith supreme to that? Surely we can apply the same level of excellence that we give our education and our careers to the practice of our faith. From the internal perspective, we're faced with similar choices. However, purification of the heart is much more challenging than the external implementation of excellence. People have many great qualities, but we also struggle with qualities such as arrogance, envy, hypocrisy, and other spiritual diseases. We must strive to purify our hearts of these spiritual diseases in order to reach the top of this spiritual mountain. Ihsan is the dimension of our faith that prioritizes the heart. As Imam al-Thalabi quotes, the man does not reach the peak of righteousness until it is such that, were he to place what is in his heart on a plate and go to the market, he would not be ashamed of anything on it. Ihsan reminds us that the practice of our religion is not about mindless obedience. It's the fulfillment of our faith is experiential. It's rooted in knowing Allah is always with you. This can be accomplished through dhikr, or mindful meditative remembrance of God, as a path to ihsan. Through dhikr, through remembrance of Allah, simply keeping the name of Allah on your tongue and in your heart, you'll be more able to clear your heart of those qualities such as arrogance and envy that we all struggle with. One of the most profound memories in 40 years at this masjid that I've had is our Jummah Khutbah, that year that we returned from COVID. That night was very special to me. This room was packed with worshipers sitting in remembrance of Allah. The impact of that night still resonates with me today. That night, I recognized the value of keeping Allah on your mind and in your heart. Since that night, I've maintained that remembering Allah and His Messenger when faced with something difficult has the effect of keeping your intentions pure when taking on that difficulties. I would challenge you to do the same, to simply utter the words, La ilaha illallah, and Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Repeat this all the time, when you're driving, when you're working, when you're laying in bed at night, and be mindful of the impact this has on your heart. I have another story which I'd like to share. I recently ran into somebody I went to high school with, and I haven't seen him since my high school graduation. Over the past year or so, we met up a few times. We've had lunch and got caught up on each other's lives and discussed, among other things, our faith. This past Ramadan, I invited him to our masjid for a dinner with our other students. Although he's lived in Harrisburg his whole life, it was his first time in our masjid. He admitted to me that he was nervous at first. But when he came in, he told me he was greeted by genuine people who welcomed him and made him feel at home. These people are our students who have rooted themselves inwardly and outwardly to the devotion of Allah. A few weeks later, this friend of mine took his Shahada right here in front of our community after Jummah. When I asked him what brought him to Islam, he specifically referenced the interactions he had with those students who were committed to seeking a path to Ihsan. Like I often tell my children, you always have the choice of doing the easy thing or the right thing. Doing the easy thing might get you where you want in the short term, but doing the right thing is the more rewarding path. It's important to note that ihsan, beauty, is not synonymous with perfection. The Prophet ﷺ said, all of the children of Adam are sinners, and the best sinners are those who repent. Ihsan won't look the same for everyone. We all have different strengths and different weaknesses, so we should strive to do the best with what we have, because indeed Allah says. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله تعالى. We all tend to be more modest in public rather than in private. It's easy for my children to disobey me when my back is turned. Similarly, we feel more shame in doing wrong and more pride in seeking beauty and excellence when we have the conviction that Allah is watching every action and knows of every intention in our hearts. When it comes to practicing our faith, don't just stop at Islam and Iman. The three dimensions of our faith begins with the outward components, such as establishing prayer, fasting the month of Ramadan, and so on, followed by removing its inward components, purifying the heart, and striving for beauty and excellence in all we do. Although I've often experienced the effects of ihsan from my parents, spiritual leaders, family, and friends, it wasn't until the past few years that I was taught of this dimension of our faith. And as a result, I was able to get a taste of the true beauty of Islam. Not having a teacher is like navigating to a destination using a map. However, having a teacher is like being guided by a GPS. How do we learn ihsan? Is it self-taught? Do we find it in books? Or should we take it from teachers? Just like the Prophet learned from the angel Jummah. We should learn by seeking guidance from our models and teachers. We must always seek out teachers who model ihsan. Lastly, we should ask ourselves, if we feel distant from God, was it Him that moved away from us, or us that moved away from Him? I'd like to end with a reminder to worship Allah as if you see Him. Allah is beyond space and time. He's always there. And only when we do not make the dimension of ihsan seriously, or don't make the effort to see Him, is when we feel like God is distant. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلم تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع بصير مجيب للدعوات. اللهم ألف بين قلوبنا أجمعين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. آمين. Okay, so
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Assalamu alaikum. A few announcements today. So, first of all, please join us for tomorrow, Saturday, October 22nd at 4 p.m. for a book signing event with Dr. Overmir Anjum for his newly released title, Ranks of the Divine Seekers. Please go to icgt.org/book signing to register. Imam B will be the moderator, and introductions will be given by Dr. Amjad Hussain. 4 p.m. Saturday, October 22nd. On Sunday, October 23rd, stop by the masjid for our Sunday lecture given by Imam B. The lecture will begin at 12:30 p.m. in the lecture hall, followed by liquid iqama and a light lunch for purchase. Finally, Halim Clinic is looking for medical providers, MDs, PAs, or NPs who are willing to volunteer their time to help out at the clinic. They're open Saturdays from 9 to 1 p.m. Any provider interested can email us at contact@halimclinic.org. Also, Halim Clinic is hiring college students or young professionals to join their operations team. Please contact them ASAP as the application process closes on October 30th. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.